Hey, so remember that boat I was building? Well, I caved. It can take the rib now. I was so adamant that I didn't want to build a massive ship that could have the rib in the back, and I just wanted to build a medium-sized boat, but everything I was doing just kind of wasn't working out. So in the last probably like 2 hours, I've just been on a rampage putting this thing together. I've taken a lot of the ideas though from probably the previous 6 boats that I tried to build, and now we're here. So I actually started at the back on this one, being that this was the main feature that I needed to accommodate on the boat. So I built this little test rig to make sure that the rib can fit on it. So you can see the rib hangs off the back, and that's because the rear of the propeller is too low and it was impacting on the back of the deck. The track pivots down from inside here. There's pivots on both sides. The track pivots down, but it's resting on a line of wedges, so it's not like it's going to fall through or anything. And then here, we've got an electrical connector and then an electrical connector that is fitted onto the track as well on both sides. So it falls down and then locks into place. So I just took that piece, I've integrated a winch into the deck here, and obviously because my rib has access directly on the front, I've left this bit of the ship open and then railed off the corners, and then I figured it'd be a bit strange if you couldn't access the side of the rib, so all the side will stay open. I've seen a couple of ships now that have like a rear gate that goes up or down or something. I guess that's to lock the rib in, but I'm using a hard point here, so I don't know if I need that. Then I guess I've just taken some ideas from Mongoose's ship. They've got these stairs that come down to a low point, which I think was really cool, and that would actually make it really nice for docking at my Arctic docks as well, which were going to be a lot lower. So pulling up to that, it should be all nice and easy to just run off the side. I think on the other side, I'm going to have ladders as a kind of search and rescue zone type thing, but I'm not sold on that yet because I get the feeling that this back part will extend out a bit more, or I might end up putting a crane or something on the back here. So in this first floor cabin, I'm going to try and use this mostly for medical and emergency sort of management. Then we've got a bridge, and depending on how much space I get back here, I would like to put a bed up in the bridge for the captain to sleep in. Got stairs that come up, or a walkway, and then stairs that come up to the front. And then on the inside, because this thing to hold the rib was so massive, and then I wanted to do this with my fluid jets, be the main power source, they had this little cutout thing. I think it looks really cool. But that meant I had to drop down the whole height of the boat or the ship. And then that meant I could fit the biggest steam piston in here. So I figured I'll put 4 of those in. I hooked it up and made sure that it would actually run, but I have all this space back here now, which is where I'm going to move the boiler and the furnace to, most likely to be back under here. And then this is like 14 blocks high. So I've got space for one deck and then not quite another deck. But it might mean that in this front section, I could cut out for a cargo hold and just have it go all the way down. I think what it's likely that I'll do is I'll go 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then put the floor in there, and then put lots of service stuff below here, so I'll be able to hide all the fuel tanks, all the water tanks, all the electrical, all the pipes, and make them so they're exposed along walls, but I can still get down and repair everything. And then it will mean there's no like super enclosed areas. I might leave this little bar here so I can see where I wanted the floor. And there's this little bit of a nubby cutout thing for where the pistons go into, because as the pistons rotate, they rotate down further than what they are displayed here. So I think this one is 0 and this one is 0.5. This is the lowest they rotate down to. They could actually be down to here then, but I thought I'll just cut out a big hole in case they rotate a lot. And so this thing is probably going to carry along the whole way to the front, and I'll probably fill it with barrels. So this can be my passive counterweight. I'm going to need some kind of ballast system in the back, depending on how heavy it gets, because this piece needs to drop down into the water when I want to drive the rib up so that the rib doesn't just impact on the back of the boat. So right now, my main goal is just to kind of keep getting the hull designed. I was working up here. I'm going to put a door in the front here, and then I'll move up into the bridge and put the helm in and figure out how big this actually needs to be, because following that, I need to figure out if this area needs to overhang more, and then if I want to put in a middle raised section, like only up 4 blocks high, something like this, and then put some more equipment type things or some hardware like funnels and things on the back there. So yeah, I'll get a door put in here. This is the kind of stairway and door that I want on the front, but that does limit how much of a cargo hold I could add if I want that, and I think I do, because it's a big deep area. The only other thing I would put up there is more living quarters, I suppose, but it might be good to have anchors positioned sort of here, and then that kind of means the hallways in the bottom would be a bit smaller. So what I could do is maybe I should send these stairs up this way, and that allows me to have a bigger section for a cargo hold, I suppose. You'd have to use these custom doors. So that is cargo hold. I think that's good. Maybe there could be a crane somewhere up the front that can hide away or something, just to be able to clear over the bow and then rotate back and lower things down into here, because the door will be a bit smaller than this. And I'll get the half piece sorted out for that later on, but that will allow it to open up in 2 directions, one to the left, one to the right. And there could even be a crane in the front that pokes out. I don't know, I'll figure that out later, because this was just a sudden spur of the moment realization that I've got space. I might as well try and use it for something. I do need a rail probably coming out the front of here. I don't know about a rail like that. With this, I've done 5 of these middle segments before every connecting segment, and I've continued that on the whole way, and that's why this piece is quite long, because it allows for another segment of 5 in here. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the stretched one is the 5th as well. So everything's in like units of 5 on this ship. So I'm kind of not feeling this anymore, because it means I have to do this funny thing or push the stairway out, but then even this doesn't line up properly. I'm going to delete it. Let's actually figure out, this might work heaps better for keeping my, like, I wouldn't say it's OCD, but keeping the pattern of 5 might work better for this, because I can use this XML piece to glitch in. So that's 1, 2. I'm going 3, 4, 5. I may need to move the stairs all the way over. I'm kind of stuck like this, actually. If I want rails, I don't know if I need rails. Is there any point in rails being here? Because you're literally just going to hop over this every time. It'd make more sense to push that in a little bit closer. Yeah, I think I'll leave it like that for now, and just kind of live with the fact that there's no rails. If I were to do rails, I would probably do them the other way. It could be like that, in which case I can probably get rid of these, then shuffle the door over. Something like that, maybe? I think that's the better option, to be honest. It's still kind of weird, but it is a little bit nicer trying to fill in a lot of these gaps around walls and things, but I also want to make sure that I can come back and easily put things in the walls. I think that's fine. I think it's okay. I'm overthinking it. So now to do the bridge. I'm going to do this bridge from scratch, so I'll bring it back a little bit so that I've got space for instrument panels. Yeah, there is a lot of space up here. So I'm thinking I might be able to put a display somewhere as a giant map. Actually, because I've pulled it back so far from the front window, I can use one of these as a map. I do want to get some rotation in here, so let's get some pivots. I actually just really like the way that I've done the pilot boat. So I'm going to have a look at this because I know it's basically this, but it's going to be a bit longer. Yeah, so you can see where the pivots are and everything. I'm thinking I can get a 3x display in here. Alright, because it's just so much bigger now. Maybe like that. I might also need to move that helm back a little bit. Depends how big that screen is when it rotates forwards. And for now, I'll just use the lever to figure out how much pivot I want on this. And I think, oh, okay. I thought this was not a solid piece, but if it's, yeah, okay. All right. Let's see if I can pivot the dash then. Or will it go the other way? It goes the other way. Okay, all fixed. It's quite a lot, isn't it? Yeah, I think this display is so big. I've still got good visibility here though, so I'm not super worried about being pushed back. 0.25. I think this display is too big for where these instrument panels are if I do it this way. It's a really nice idea, it's just not working so well for this. Because I think this needs to have these wedges at the top. Which means I could maybe do the 2x3. And that way I still get a little bit of wedge in there. I can fill all of this up with instrument panels or more displays, and then this can be widened. Same on this side. Actually, this is quite a good spot to put all the boiler and furnace temperature and stuff like that on there. And then maybe I can use this for switches. And then I also have up here if I want to put anything more useful up there. Maybe I need like a rear view camera or something. I'm just going to go big on this one. I'm not going to try and save money or anything. So I think I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to use a lot of lights in here because I don't want it to be dark. And in the theme of using 5 to space everything out, I'm going to use light switches for this. So there's going to be composite in and composite out. So bridge, ceiling lights. I may want to put lights in the floor or like low intensity lights so that at nighttime it's maybe a bit easier to see. For now, I'm just going to hook it up so that it's constantly on 0.7. And when I come back and do all my lights later on, I will set it so that the switch turns it on, and maybe so that it can do some other tricks. Oh, when you forget to HSV, you get disco mode or like crime scene mode. There we go. Nice and easy to see. I think this would be good for a map. So I probably want my GPS to be read out in some other area, or maybe I can fit it on there. I kind of just want a map that I can touch and has a radar and things on it. So I think up here, a bed could be good. I really like how Mongoose did a ladder on the side. So he had like an overhang thing, and then the ladder was part of this. And that means the door can kind of go on one side, but I think my bridge could be wider. So I might put the door in the middle. Oh, my bridge is also raised up because the walls here are 4 high, but then if you go up 1 higher, you just get a bit better visibility over them. Push this back as well, and then that leaves more space for putting the stairs in. So I need a little step. Do I want a step also? Maybe I can just put a ramp. I think I'll do a step, but I might push this all the way in. Then it's not poking out the back anywhere, and it's not going to be an issue to go around it. And that actually makes it possibly a bit easier to put a bed in here. I think the beds are kind of awkward. If I do a sideways bed, maybe I'll just put the bed down in here somewhere so that I don't have to worry about it up here. But I think I would like a window on the back. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a bit too far across to keep it all even. Got a window, the ladder's there. I'm not sure what else goes in a bridge. I just found this cool picture that has like a massive display. It'd be like this, and then it has 2 seats on either side, or 1 seat either side of it. That'd be kind of cool. Except then I don't know why you have a second seat, because you don't really have like a navigator or anything in Stormworks. Should I scrap this? I feel like this is just copying, you know, and it's just going in my pilot boat anyway. So maybe I can do something more interesting. Yeah, what about this? I have to move the seats up really high. They probably can go down 1. Yeah, I think you still get good visibility. This can probably... I think I need to be closer to the screen, so maybe I need to move the seat in 1. And I think the screen can be closer to the window. And probably having all these instrument panels is going to be more of a detriment than anything. And because I moved everything forwards, I can move seats forwards as well. Cuts off a little bit of the corner, but maybe that's alright. The picture I'm looking at actually has the display way down here. I think in Stormworks this just becomes really useless, but I like the idea of having a big display. It might mean a lot of lure for me in the future though. So I want to put a map on here, that's the main thing. It's just going to be a massive map. The instruments, I think most of that stuff is kind of useless. I can still reach it at least, but this is going to be where I need to put all my sort of main controls. This is so much to have on a boat right here. What if I attach it all to the main display? Because that looks like it's angling at a pretty good angle. And then it gives me a bit of distance away from things. I think I want the lever a bit higher, just so it's easy to see, but otherwise that's kind of good. So I need to make this wall a bit narrower, or XML edit some of these wedges or something. Just so that the lever can go up here. These can probably go, and then more instrument panels. Oh, it's not happy. It's not happy. Yeah, I like having the lever there though, that's good. I can't see those instruments, so they don't need to exist. I think a lot of this could actually move up. So I won't be able to reach some of those instruments anyway. Why don't I just put the display right up the front? And then I can cut off this. Put the wedge on the very bottom. That's not visible. I might as well have a display here. And then maybe something like that. A couple of switches. I can put a big map here. I can put some readouts or something on this display, or I can swap it out for instrument panels. And then I think I can also utilize the space above here, because this is where I'm going to be looking most of the time with this bar in my view rather than this stuff. And I'll probably look down at the displays when I want to specifically look at a map and see, you know, some specific information. But for general just navigation, then I think using this space up here, putting in GPS coordinates and heading and things like that up there. I can also put some more instruments up here. If I do all light switches, then I should put those upside down, and then I think I'm going to put a compass ball in the middle and a clock. And that way, if I want to get rid of any of the digital stuff or any of the HUD elements that show the date and time, I can use these analog things for those. And actually, I get the feeling like I need to have this steam engine readout somewhere. I don't know if it should be on gauges. I might do that all on display. And so like all of this will be flip switches like that. So that's all different lights or different systems. I think I'll XML stretch some wedges into these gaps, and that way I can put panels in here. And then I don't think I'll be able to get 3 of them, but it might look better when it rotates backwards. So let's try this. They'll be merged into the main grid, and then it should rotate back and expose some of those instrument panels for me. Ooh, that's pretty bad. This one wouldn't be too bad if I set that to none, but that one up there is pretty bad. Also, it's hitting those wedges, so yeah, in general, it's actually not very good. It would still be possible if I used slightly longer stretched wedges there. I think the better bet though is to just wedge it off. Yeah, I mean, that's not terrible. As long as I do it on the other side the same way, then it will look good. I can hit all those. I can read the clock and the compass ball. Yeah, I like this. I could use some of the space on the side as well for something. Oh, that's pretty good. I wonder if I rotate that ever so slightly more, will it line up better with that? Oh no, it's not happy about that. It's not happy about that anyway. Oh, it's definitely hitting those wedges down there. Which, yeah. Okay, so I need a longer wedge. I need a 5 long wedge, which should be okay. It should just dip into the roof below. I'm pretty sure I have a wedge like that. 1x. None of these pictures really reflect what the wedge looks like. That's kind of sucks. Let's load up all the wedges. Nope. Ooh, nope, nope. Ah, wait, this is too long. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's 7. Nope, 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 nope. Okay, so I think that 7 long one is probably the best bet. This one. So I need to delete these ones. And I don't actually know. It could be something totally different. Is that 5 or is that still 7? Yeah, that's right. Let's see if it works. No, it's still hitting something. Oh, maybe it's that wedge there. Damn. Shouldn't be that. What would it be? It could be this monitor on the steering wheel. Yeah, that's what I want. Yeah, it might have been this though, because that wedge would have been flipping into the back of that. So let's put this wedge this way, and then that will help hide what's in there. And maybe I can use this wedge to blend that together. Hello? Yes? I shouldn't be adding and removing lots of different things while I'm trying to figure out what's going wrong. Yeah, now it's clipping into the floor. Wait, this floor is too high though. As in 2 blocks high. See? See? All of this can go. Not all of it. Most of it. Ah, it's still clipping something. Oh, it's that. Okay. It might actually just be the seat now. It better not be that display. No, it's the display. God damn it. Okay, what are we at? 23.23. What does that mean? The display has to go. I don't think I'll get anything into this slot then. It'll have to be a wedge. But I think I'm committing to the displays. And do I need that there? Maybe I should try... Should I try an instrument panel just to be cheeky? No, if that doesn't meet up there, then it means it's interfering. So this has got to go. I definitely like the throttle there, and I like these buttons. What about these buttons? What can I put there? I think what I want here is like on and off sequence stuff. So I'm going to output all the information about the steam pistons and the boiler onto this display directly in front of me. So this needs to be buttons and lights. And same with this one, buttons and lights. All my actual light switches are up here. So this will be things like, let's see, one mode I want is maneuvering steering or like tank steering. I don't know how to call it right now, so I'm going to call it tank steering. So basically, if I want to just go sideways, if I want to strafe sideways, which isn't really anything to do with tanks, I'm going to call it strafing, strafe mode. Arrow button, and this is going to stop the fluid jets from shooting backwards and only let them shoot sideways. And I'm going to put either fluid jets or bow thrusters up at the front as well. And so I should be able to strafe and turn on the spot, and then I can flick that on, and then we'll be back into like normal going forwards mode. And so on the other side, I think I should just copy the same thing on the other side, even though there's no ability to drive from the other side. Having it all symmetrical will just be quite nice. This one can actually have an instrument panel here, so this is most likely going to be like a navigator's seat. Or I may end up putting one of the joystick seats in here and then letting them control water cannons. I think it'd be good to put some water cannons out on the deck. So that can probably go. I don't need a throttle there. So yeah, all this stuff will just be, I'll have to figure it out when I start installing those systems and getting them to work. Oh, okay. Yeah, this button will be easy enough to see. And this is all good. Start engine, throttle, easy. Strafe mode will be a toggle. Navigation lights. Because what I'm planning on doing is I'll come and hit the start engine button, flick, turn all of those on, and those are just status lights. Up the top I will have, basically I'm going to put the don't get lost unit up here, but I might try and incorporate the navigation, what do you call it? Might incorporate the cardinal direction up here with the heading as well, so it's all plugged in where I can see it really easily while I'm driving. And then this will be steam engine information, and then this will be a big map with probably a radar on it as well. This is quite ambitious coming from the RHIB. See, what I wanted was the RHIB and then to go to a medium boat that was just a little bit bigger than the RHIB, but a bit more capable. But now we've gone to full-on long range, never have to go back to base kind of situation. I don't know what else you would put up here, because if you're doing all this, then like, what else do you need up in the bridge? The bridge could be a lot shorter then, couldn't it? Let me know if there's something that should go on the bridge, because otherwise I'm just going to cut it. Okay, that looks real silly. Yeah, I mean, that kind of size makes not much sense. Okay, let me know. What can I put in the bridge? What can I fill out in this space? I don't want to put a bed up here necessarily, because that feels a bit cheap and nasty. And I'll be able to put some more stuff up there as well. We're just going to figure that stuff out as I get there. And okay, so let's say the bridge is on hold, but basically the layout is correct. Now I need a way to get down onto this platform thing here, and I need some rails. I'm thinking I can copy these rails down below. Here it actually looks like maybe it would be good to go straight down. I feel like maybe these bits should come out a little bit more. But then here it probably does need to go down. Like that. And that means the stairs to the door are a little bit off. But then I think this rail is also going to be off. I want to extend this. I feel like this should come out further. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I also really liked the way Mongoose did this with these door edges. Oh, the other wrong ones. Great. Excellent. Does it need that on the other side, or does it only make sense because it's like balancing this cutout area with extra weight over there? Let's give it a go. I don't mind it, but I think it means that this needs to become the pipe. Because this one here will also need to become a pipe. I mean, these are rockets, but I could also use pipes. This pattern here is actually the same then, so it's like every 11 between these big ones. And then that would also be the same on this side, so that's all good. I don't like this rail situation though. Ah, no, why can't that line up? Oh yeah, what's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then I can keep railing along here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why? Ah, so annoying. There's going to be one section where it's just slightly longer than everywhere else. And it just ends there, and then it picks up again, so it goes... yeah, I want to have all that enclosed. So we need probably 5 down here, right? Because we need to make sure that the rails line up. Lining up the rails is more important. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll be like that. Get rid of those. Get rid of, oh yeah, the bottom stair. Okay. All right. And then actually, I really liked on Mongoose's ship, this stair was like right in it like that, and then all of this was just solid. It doesn't quite work, does it? Oh no. Oh no. What I really need to do is make this like 3. 1, 2, 3. Because we've got to consider how much space is down here as well. The thing about how Mongoose did it is his stairs were in the middle, so it made sense to just suddenly like have a wall and drop down like this. The way I'm doing it doesn't make sense to do this. It makes sense to have a little stop off, but then not how this works. So 1, 2, 3. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. because I need a rail here as well, like that. So that kind of screws up this. It's just going to crap now. Oh no. Oh dear. And it's not, oh, I can put a rail in there, can't I? I can get a rail in. Yes, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I should put it here and then go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What? Man, alright. There's just some places where it works and some places where it doesn't. I'll have to put lots of decorations in and try and hide the strange mistakes. Do I want to like put wedges like this? And then it matches these ones? I don't think that makes sense unless I'm prepared to go all the way across. Maybe I am. That doesn't look too bad. And then I think these bits here need to be made of doors as well. I should get some XML doors. Let me show you what I'm thinking. So this door, instead of having the wedges like this, like instead of having the door frames, just do that and interact with that middle thing. Door frame corner, A, B, C, D, E, F, D, D, door frame corner. Okay, so instead of them just hitting and interacting, get rid of that. And then that makes it a perfect piece on the edge. Actually, these need to be 3 because of the... No, they don't. They only need to be 2. They only need to be 2. Come on, merge. Does it want to merge? Yes. And then I can get rid of that. But then you see there's the gap there. So ideally, I think what I would do is just make one of them... One of them? No, it needs to be both of them. So one of them needs to be 2 and one of them needs to be 3 at least. Like that. Or you just take this piece and you put it in the corner of a 2. So they can both be 2 actually. And that's just to fill in that corner. Very sneaky, but looks really good. That's a really good result. And do I put it on this one? I don't think so because this is like right down and it's like a box. I could maybe put these on and then that continues all the rest of the slopes. Yes, I really like this. So what I need on the back here is like a funnely thing and then maybe also a little unit that looks like an electrical thing or something. Let's see if my smokestack will look any good on this. It probably won't. It's a bit too cartoony. Oh, it's massive. What the heck? Don't want to make it take up that whole piece. Maybe that's what I have to do. I think it might look better if it didn't have this kind of curve though. Right? All the corners on this are curved or wedged, 45-degree angle. It might look better if it's just very straight. I really wanted to get multiple units of something, multiple things in this little section so that it looks like it's sort of an engineering area. So having one smokestack kind of doesn't work out like how I wanted it. It doesn't suit the style. You know, I think it needs to be more 2 separate things. And I have seen someone else make a similar kind of ship and they had things down the back here that looked like maybe they were little smoke exhaust things, but I don't know if that's a good place for that to exist. Let's say I have a space of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4 by 6 and 4 by 6 or 4 by 7 or 4 by 2 4 by 5s maybe. So we'll build it on the roof. I need a little, I want to have a box that looks like it's some kind of electrical unit. Some kind of like air conditioner box or something. I like the idea that like this is an air conditioning unit. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. And I just want something to put on the sides to make it a bit interesting. Oh, I could do one of these. It'd be really cool if I could make that spin. I think you need a compressor to make it spin though. Or, wait, a turbine? Turbine might make it spin. Can I do the other side of the turbine? Then I just need to cover that up somehow. Will that spin? If I chuck a motor on that, where was it? Wait, it sounds like it's taking off though. That's a kind of cool sound though. And if you think about this, okay, the ship doesn't make any noise on its own. The furnace is like very, very quiet. And this would just add a nice little bit of sound. So I'll also need to get rid of these pipes though, because I'm not going to put a motor on this. I think I want to feed it directly into the pistons. I'm going to make this box a little bit wider so that I don't have to do any real funky stuff to hide that. And then, yeah, I'll just cover it up like this. I might put a gauge or something. Maybe I do a normal pipe. Do I do another one of these? Do I, oh, maybe I should just change the direction that this goes in. I like that better as a 4. So what I'd have to do now is flip these up. Oh, and then they're not, then it needs to become taller. There you go. Okay. There is going to be one side that's up against the rails, and that's not going to be able to have a fluid port on it, which is probably going to be this side, I suppose. And the piping is going to go around and down, I think. And that way I can put any kind of decoration I want on this edge here. And then I just need to figure out what I'm going to do with the power source for this. It could just be a motor that runs at a really low power. But if I can, it probably will be a motor that runs at a really low power and is geared down. That way it's just way easier to control as well. So let's go, it goes in, it'll come up. I don't want it to spin so fast that it stops being, that you stop being able to identify that it's moving. That was the thing. This would be a good speed if it just didn't go any faster than this. But it is going faster than this. It'd be ideal if I could just hook it into the engine, but this will also work. I do think I'm going to try and hook it into the steam power system so that it winds up as the engine winds up. And then it's not dependent on any other kind of crazy stuff. So rotate it that way, and then the fluid ports should all be clear. What about this way? Yeah, that's better. Very big chonk unit. I don't know if I can get anything else to go on here without taking up heaps of space. You'll be able to slip through there, but can I get anything to go here? It'd have to be like a little chimney thing. Something like that, maybe? I don't know, I just need something to fill in that spot for now. So, bridge is getting done. I saw Mongoose used modular exhausts, I think, to do his ladders. I usually don't like to do this, but I'll give it a try because I liked the corner piece on the bottom. Maybe the other way? I'll give it a go. I'll come back and remove it if I don't like it. I feel like I do need some kind of chimney or something somewhere. Maybe I have to put them down the very back. Or, oh, you know what? I have this awesome heatsink. This thing. And I've not been able to build it on anything because it's so big. I mean, this is not a vent or a smokestack, but if I can get it into here. Oh no, it's got to be... it needs to be stretched even longer. Oh. What? Dude. Should I do that? Can I get multiples? Oh, that's cool. I don't think it's really interfering with too much either. I don't know about that. That looks kind of weird. It's like the perfect place for that though. It looks a lot better when it's not stretched so much, because right now it looks like a kind of corrugated iron. Oh, do I need rails on this? I kind of don't want rails on this, because I've forgotten to make allowance for them. This is nice and interesting. The stairs are nice. The spacing in here is quite good. That's so out of place. Maybe it's just because there's no jet black anywhere else on the ship. But it does look very out of place. I think that's a no. It's a no from me, dog. Yeah, I need some way to like get air into the system and to vent it out, but I'll probably end up using something over here. I don't have smoke particles on, so I don't actually care, as long as it's kind of out of the water. I might also quickly, what if I do that? What if I do this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I want a fly bridge? I kind of want a fly bridge, that'd be neat. I don't know if I want a fly bridge. It looks like he's wearing a cool hat. Oh no, that's what it looks like. It just looks like a hat. No hat? I think that looks classy. And then there can be a little bit of a lippy wedge thing on the top that supports the mast. But this... no. It looks like a schoolboy's cap. It looks like he's off to do schoolwork or something. It doesn't look serious anymore. Definitely a no. I really like this though. This is working out really nice. So yeah, thanks I guess for pressuring me into making sure my boat can carry the RHIB. And all I really needed to do was start at the back. Start with that idea that this is carrying the RHIB and not a medium boat at all. Carry the RHIB and then build the rest of it around that, because it is actually a little bit wider than what I was building. The boats I had been building before were probably like 2 or 4 blocks narrower, and I think that kind of influenced a lot, because up here I've got 5 blocks now of space around the windows. Before it was only 3. So it must have been 2 blocks narrower, and it's also a lot longer, but you know, it'll be a long range, long-term ship that can just float out and about and just stay in the bad weather. Let's quickly see how it floats. It's quite buoyant. Pretty well balanced as well. It needs some more weight in the back, but I do want to put those really massive batteries in somewhere. so they can come towards the back. All the real heavy stuff is already in the back because the steam pistons are right here. And the boiler and the furnace will come back into this space. And we'll have a crawl space all the way through, which will probably dip down here so that you can kind of access the entire steam piston and furnaces and boiler down low. So there'll be stairs, probably another level up there as well so you can get to all the pipes. Crawl spaces through here. I don't know about a cargo bay. I might have changed my mind a little bit on that. And then going up, I have a door here, and this can be, I think maybe all of this will be medical. Or at least maybe the front section. Either the front or the back half will be medical, and then the other half can probably be crew quarters. This is pretty good. I like this. And then I'll spawn the RHIB on it as well. Please connect. Please connect. Woohoo! Let me go up to the helm and see what this looks like as a boat. Oh, maybe just photo mode is better. That's so cool. And the RHIB's like all the way in. Yes, this is neat. I really like this. I kind of want to get it out to sea. I'm going to go take a screenshot. But what I can do, because I think the propeller is in the water here. Go, little boat. Yeah, getting up, it needs a ballast system so that the back of the boat can drop down, the back of the ship. And then the RHIB will be able to just scoot up the back, and then once it's connected, it can dump all the water out the sides. But yeah, this is why I wanted to leave the front of it open, because I am going to run off the front of it rather than off the sides. And I think I will be able to put little chimney stacks at the very end of this, because I don't see why you would need to come all the way to the back to get onto the RHIB. You'll probably just be doing that. So that section there on both sides can be used for some kind of chimney or exhaust or something. This is cool. I like this. You can still kind of get in here if you wanted to, but there won't actually be anything that needs repairing in there. This is good. Good visibility if you want to come out and just look, and you're protected as well. I mean protected more from the weather, you know, like if it's real wavy, then there's way less chance you get bopped off because it's got a nice big wall and rails everywhere. I think it's looking real good. Looking real good. Okay, and let's detach the boat. It'd be good if the boat could detach itself as well. Maybe I need to add that onto the RHIB. It's probably going to try and connect now. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I need to make sure... I need a button on the RHIB so the RHIB can disconnect itself. It's pretty good. Oh. Watch out, buddy. It's not really that big of a ship. It feels really big, but it's not that big. So this will be the interesting part when you want to come in. I haven't hooked up that winch up there, so I can't winch it up. I'll have to try and force my way up. Oh, oh. Yes. Okay. Maybe I don't need a ballast system. That was easy. That's so cool. That's so cool. So yeah, this is my medium search and rescue boat, which is turned into a bit of a like a long range, long term ship. It'd be really cool if I could get the hospital add-on to work on here so that my medical bay on this ship acts as a hospital ship. It might make completing missions too easy, but it'd be interesting to try and solve that. But yeah, I hope that I can work on this ship some more now that I'm really excited and can see the way forwards of how to build it. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.